Hi Taurus, welcome to your couples love readings. I'm sorry there won't be one for singles. I just don't have the time, and you're going to see why as you see these coming out. But for those of you that are partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, or there is somebody that is your intended, these are absolutely for you. Now, with that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you all on your paths to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to give these a shuffle. And that is you guys, right? That is the Empress and the Emperor. So this represents you guys as a couple. You've got the Lovers card there to show that this is a lovers/love reading. I know, my first ever. Well, no, actually, I think I did love readings once upon a time in 2020. And I do have an offer that is attached to this reading that I think some of you might enjoy. So stay tuned for that as well. So for your first triplet, what we want to explore here is the health of your relationship. So you've got the Knight of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. Great cards to have, very solid start. So we love this. What I will say to you here is the relationship has taken on a new level of excitement and is currently moving forward quite nicely. With the Ace of Pentacles there, it shows that the hard work and focus that you've put into your relationship is now starting to pay off, right? So you've put the work in, you've been patient, you've been diligent, you've done everything that you need to do. And I love this for you. What it also tells me is, as well, in terms of the health of the relationship, it's really been about the slow incremental sort of changes that you've made over the last year that have really started to make, they've started to make their presence known, let's say, within the confines of the relationship. So your next triplet is what we're going to look at here is the blessings of the relationship. So you've got the Knight of Cups. That's very interesting because it falls on the Knight of Wands. You've got the Three of Pentacles and you've got the Judgment card, right? So a couple of things. Two Knights represents intimacy. So maybe you guys are finally back in the saddle and the sexy time has returned or is starting to get back to being good, which is great. Now, the blessings here, especially with that Judgment card, it's kind of like you guys have come back into a space where you are actually working with each other instead of working as two separate sort of beings that are going in the same direction. It's that you're now kind of in the same vehicle holding hands while listening to the radio and singing along. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a newfound level of communication, commitment. There's a newfound level of maybe even like a return to the honeymoon period where it's fun and it's freedom and it's, and it makes your heart race and it's giving you sort of all of those newlywed, newly coupled sort of butterflied vibes, which is great. The other thing here with that Judgment card, honestly, I think over the last year and a half to 2 years, a lot of you may have come close to the end of the relationship, maybe closer than you ever care to admit or that you ever really want to talk about. And I think through the patience and the diligence that you've sort of utilized or explored, you've actually come into a space where the health of the relationship has really started to improve. It's kind of reinforcing, right, this message of how you've got here. In terms of the blessings of the relationship, the offers that are coming in now, especially for one of you to really up level or upskill in some way, is really coming forward. And the other thing with the Judgment card and the Three of Pentacles, this could be a return to a time where you and your partner felt like there was still a lot to learn about each other in a way that feels, kind of really good and really healthy. Now, in terms of the lessons, okay, so straight away, look at this, right? You've got three Knights here. Now, three Knights can be a little bit feisty, all right? So we've got this with the Five of Cups. We've got this with the Temperance card. If it looks like there's one of you is going through a grieving process. There's something that has been lost, there's something that has been phased out, and it's almost like you're going through the process of really, mourning this, or saying, okay, that time or that level of whatever I was doing before is kind of no more. And I will say, if your partner is sort of actively encouraging you or saying to you, look, stop holding on to that or stop being focused on that, I would pay attention to them, because they clearly know something. Now, another way that this could show up is in terms of the lessons or things that you need to be sort of very clear on or aware of. The Five of Cups with the Knight of Swords, it's not just like an emotional sort of dent or hit of some sort. It kind of suggests that the solution here is one that you're refusing. So it's kind of, not to say that I'm not victim blaming or anything like that, but what I am saying is it looks like it could be quite an easy decision for you to overrun this, but it's like you're deliberately sort of ignoring it, whether that's out of pride or, vanity even. You are Venus ruled, right? I'm just going to call you on it. But there's something here in terms of the relationship that does need to be either healed or released. And, the reason I say this is because it looks like every time things get a bit fractious, there's something that you bring up over and over. And I kind of feel like your partner is done with it. And so if you are not done with it, or you haven't fully healed from it, you need to really ask yourself, what is it going to take for me to be over this? What is it going to take for me to be able to say, like, okay, that was then, this is now, I'm going to let it go? Because it's like a recurring pattern or theme that keeps unfolding. And then finally, the future of the relationship, you've got the Star card. Isn't that beautiful? Hope for the future with the Ten of Pentacles, a nice, settled, wealthy home, if you like, right? And then you've got the Emperor. And this, one of the things that I will say to you, it kind of suggests that if you're happy to play a supportive role and get out of their way, and also stop trying to, decide how they're supposed to do it, your partner's success could really skyrocket. But you're going to have to let them build whatever they're building on their own, and ask you for help when they feel that they need it, rather than you trying to sort of micromanage in some way. Now, you've got the Star card here, which is beautiful because it really speaks to the future and the future legacy that you guys are building as a collective, as a couple, which is absolutely lovely. The other thing because you've got the Emperor here with the Ten of Pentacles, there is a focus on either the living situation or the longevity of your resources. It looks like you're planning some kind of, no matter how old you are at the moment, there's some kind of thought about, okay, well, what do the later years look like? How are we going to, start to really move forward towards what, a good sort of last 30 years of life actually looks like. So your central theme, which I'm going to explore for you in just a moment. So before we do that, I want to talk to you about my offer. So as many of you know, I used to offer a lovers spread, and if you would like to get one, I'm currently offering those as a Valentine's offering for couples. So if you are partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, or you want to explore a relationship that's just starting to blossom or bud, this is a good time. There's a link in the description box below. You can get your personal lovers spread. It's only going to be available for a week. I'm keeping this localized because I've got other things that I want to work on and bring to the world. So if you are interested in that, it's back, but only for a week. All right, so go and check them out. There's a link in the description. So your central theme: Six of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Five of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. Your central theme is really helping you understand that the knowledge and wisdom that you, or not even the knowledge and wisdom, it's just like the information or the little things that you've learned about each other on that day-to-day level and how you move forward has really created, it's almost like a sense of, we're enjoying a second honeymoon period almost. But we're doing this in a way that's a lot more grounded, and the goals and wishes and hopes and dreams that we once had, they look very different. And so the theme behind this lover spread for me is kind of adaptation. right? Is that actually we're still heading in the same direction, but how we get there and how we do this looks very different. Do you remember I said to you, it's like, whereas before you were kind of heading in the same direction, but you were walking as separate people, it's like now you're in the same car, you're in the same vehicle, you're holding hands, listening to the radio, maybe a little bit nostalgic about the things that aren't or won't or haven't been able to happen. But the clear sight is what the final goal or end goal is. And to have the 10 of Pentacles as that is really very auspicious. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.